Take you to the Kasarani Stadium where the Athletics Kenya Olympics team is being unveiled.
Ivan Kieng, Purity Kirui, Leonard Kipkemoi Bet, Abraham Kibiwot, Benjamin Kigen, Lilian Kasaid Rengeruk, Nicholas Kipkorir Kimeli, Daniel Simiyu Ebenyo, Samuel Chebolei Masai, Ellen Obiri, Irene Cheptai, Shaila Chelangat, Geoffrey Kamoror, Rogers Kwemoi, Weldon Kipkirui Langat, Bridget Koskei, Ruth Chemngetich, Paris Chepchirchir, Eliud Kipchoge, Amos Kibruto, Lawrence Cherono, Samuel Kadimba, Emily Ngi, na Julius Yego. Now, let me give now the mic to the Senior Vice President in charge of competition, Director of Competition.
Thank you very much, Tiren. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to accompany this team are the following officials. Mr. Benjamin Joga, Team Manager. Can you join the team as I call your name, please? Mr. Benjamin Joga, Team Manager. Assistant Team Manager, Kennedy Tanui. Coaches, Julius Kirwa, Patrick Sang, Eric Mayo, Samuel B., David Letting, Francis Kamau, and to take care of the women, chaperone Joan Mwaura of Lotto. I please would like this team to be also accompanied by Susan Kamau, David Miano, and Philip Ngovi. Where are these officials? Can these officials please accompany the team? I've called upon Benjamin Joga, Kennedy Tanui, Julius Kirwa, Patrick Sang, Eric Mayo, Samuel B., David Letting, Francis Kamau, Joan Mwaura, David Miano, Susan Kamau, and Philip Ngovi. At this juncture, our chief guest, sir, allow me to call upon the President Athletics Kenya so that he could be able to lead us to the next direction. Athletics Kenya, President, Lieutenant General Tuwesa. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go on, the selected athletes by number are 43 athletes going to Tokyo Olympics.
Kamau Esmi. Francis Kamau Esmi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our team guest.
Morning. Okay, if you can put off those ones. Or... Sweet. So even this one. Our chief guest this morning, Dr. Joseph Kinyua, Head of Public Service. Our guest of honor, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister, Cabinet Secretary for Sports, Culture and Heritage, Ambassador Dr. Amina Mohammed, Principal Secretary, Department of Sports,
Japanese Ambassador Roy Rinki, Chairman of Parliamentary Sports Committee, Honorable Patrick Macau, Chairman Sports Kenya, President Vice President, National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Jabbar Maluki, Team Division and members of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, honorable members, government officers present, members of athletics family, athletes, and when I talk about athletes, I include athletes from South
Sudan, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. Our sponsors, officials, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, today we have come to the end of our trials, and allow me a few minutes to cover some discussion. And I will start by saying that for the second year running, COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted sporting activities globally, denying runners the opportunity to earn income through competitions. We thank the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage for coming up to support our athletes with a stimulus program in a time of need. Major athletic championships and city marathons have either been postponed or cancelled. Local training camps were closed, and athletes trained individually at home for quite some time, creating a new normal which came with quite a lot of challenges. A few contracted the virus, but we thank God that no major serious cases have been experienced. We thank the government of Kenya and World Athletics for coming up with COVID-19 guidelines and protocols to avoid contracting the virus. Chief guest, I take this opportunity this afternoon on behalf of Athletics Kenya to welcome you to the athletics trials and selection of the team to this year's Tokyo Olympics. This exercise began on Thursday, 17th June, culminating into the selection of the team in front of you today. We believe that we have given every athlete a chance to qualify and carry out the selection in a transparent manner. In this regard, we have selected 18 women and 23 men, making a total of 41 athletes. For the first time, we have had actually for the second time, we have had two qualifiers in the sprints, that is 100 meters, which has taken a very long time to achieve this feat. Later, before the end of this ceremony, with your permission, we shall be handing over this team to the chef de mission to enter the team, prepare them together with us, take them to Tokyo and Sapporo for competition, then bring them back, and we believe they will have done well. We wish them good safari, successful competition, and to fly our flag high as they keep safe under the prevailing circumstances. In the past, we have had they had a few problems with doping, and this is a subject that we continue reminding our athletes about all the time because of its effects on our athletes, which creates ethical misconduct. It appears that our athletes dope due to the huge amounts of money involved in major races, which drive most of them to use shortcuts. This trend has cast aspersions on the performance of Kenyan athletes. Banned substances, enhanced drugs seem to easily obtain from pharmacies and hospitals. Local medical practitioners and quasi-medical personnel contribute to the accessibility of prohibited substances. We in the Federation, we have enhanced education to the young upcoming athletes and testing programs. It is our responsibility to ensure that any athlete selected to compete in all major competitions meet the criteria given, especially on testing. These athletes in front of you must meet this requirement on top of other conditions of health status and event qualification. We once again thank the government for coming up with the anti-doping bill, which was passed end of last year, which has helped to reduce the anti-doping rules violations drastically. However, we continue to call upon our athletes as they leave for Tokyo to play true, compete fairly, and win clean. We have also looked at the financial management, which has given a bit of a problem also to our athletes, as much as we in the Federation have covered a lot of ground in improving financial literacy among our athletes. We have held several seminars on this subject for the last 4 years to educate athletes by use of professionals. Other subjects that we have included are investment, contract signing, income tax returns, clearance before departing for external competitions, retirement, and social life. In this regard, we have told them to invest their earnings wisely and stop borrowing from Shylocks to sustain their lives and that of their families. Their earnings at the prime of their lives should make them comfortable later in life and deep in retirement if only they plan and invest well. However, there is still a few who squander their earnings and end up very frustrated after retirement. At some stage, we were thinking of creating a rehabilitation and psychological centers to assist individuals. However, our affiliates in Kenya Defense Forces and National Police Service were ahead. What have you done again? Were ahead of us in establishing such centers. And since most of the athletes affected come from these institutions, we collaborate with them. Other activities that we are planning is that in the next 12 days from today, that is on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July, we shall be back right here, my friend. We shall be back right here to select another team, Kenya, for the World Under-20 Championships, which will be staged right here again from 17th to 22nd of August this year. We thank the government for allowing us to bid for this event, which will be staged in Africa for the first time. Preparations are ongoing. On the 18th of September this year, we shall be having another event, that is Continental Tour, for the 2nd year running at Nyayo National Stadium. Due to the success of last year's event, which was also the first one in Africa, World Athletics has increased the category of this event in the continent to 2. There will therefore be another continental tour hosted by another African country later in the year. Our chief guest, all these would not have happened without the government support and that of our Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage in creating an environment favorable for sporting activities. For this, we sincerely thank you. With these few remarks, it is now my to invite the Japanese ambassador to Kenya, Ambassador Hiroi Ryoji, to give his remarks and welcome the team to Tokyo, because as you can see behind me here, there is a gate. Before the athletes entered the podium, they had to come through the gate to Tokyo. So now they are actually in Tokyo while they are standing at that podium there, because they have already entered. But of course, they now have to be officially invited by the ambassador so that they can actually be in Tokyo from this afternoon. But of course, they will be leaving later. After this, they will come back to Kenya. They will go into the camp after we hand over the team, and then they will now leave for Tokyo according to the program given by National Olympic Committee. Thank you very much. Welcome, Ambassador.